Hey guys, happy Thursday. So this is kind of part three of planning a budget. This is a household budget, and a minimum household budget includes all the expenses that are necessary to meet your family's needs. Okay, now obviously everybody's household budget is going to be different based off of the number of people in their family. Let's say a family of four is going to be different from a family of five or six. A single household is going to be different from a married coupled household. Okay, so each household has an individual budget, and it's also based off of location. Some cities are more expensive and some cities are less expensive. For example, California is a state that's really expensive to live in versus Texas, which is a lot cheaper compared to California prices. Okay, so we also need to discuss some of the things that are needs versus wants. Obviously, when you're planning a budget, you need to think about your needs first, and then your wants can come secondary after you've made sure that you have enough to pay for all of your actual needs. So I've listed a couple of things below. We're going to talk about each one and determine whether they are a basic need or a want. So the first one is cell phone. Now, obviously, at your age, a lot of you think that your cell phones are a necessity, but in actuality, your cell phones are more or less of a want. Again, you could always have a landline or in order to call people, but again, that is truly a want. Now, does it make your life easier? Yes. But again, do you need a cell phone to live and survive? Probably not. Okay, the next one is rent. So your rent slash mortgage, again, rent is when you're renting a property, mortgage is when you're buying a house. But again, those are paid monthly. But again, that is a need. Obviously, every family needs to have a place to live. Okay, eating out. Hopefully, you know that that is a want. Obviously, you don't need to eat out, especially if you're going to the grocery store and you have food at home. Okay, you really want to save money and eat the food that you have at your house versus going out to eat all the time. The water bill. Obviously, that is a need. Obviously, you need running water not only to take showers and to wash your hands or to brush your teeth, but you also need clean water to cook. Say you're boiling water to make pasta or something, to run your bathrooms and things like that. Okay, entertainment. Entertainment is definitely a want. Obviously, we don't need to go to the movies. We don't need to go, I don't know, go-kart riding or bowling, things like that. Okay, those are definitely wants and not needs. Electricity. Every household needs electricity. Again, we need electricity for lights, okay, to power things in our homes like houses, AC units, things like that. So that's definitely a need. Groceries. Obviously, we need food to survive. And vacation savings. Again, that's definitely a want. Okay, so the next slide we're going to talk about how to determine a family's budget based off of their annual salary and their monthly total. Okay, so we're looking at two different scenarios. The first one is a family of four in Dallas, and the second one is a married couple in Tyler, Texas. Okay, so it gives us a list of expenses that they are currently paying: rent, food, transportation, utilities, insurance, and taxes. Okay, and we want to determine their annual salary based off of the information given. So we're given their expenses, and the first thing we need to calculate before we determine their annual salary is going to be their monthly total. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all of their expenses and we're going to add them together. So for example, this family of four, we're going to add all of these numbers together: $1,200, $800, $300, $250, $600, and $500. And again, if you want, you can pause this video and go ahead and calculate that, and go ahead and start when you have your answer. Okay. Okay, so hopefully you added those up, and the total that you should have gotten for the family of 4 in Dallas for their monthly total is $3,650. So again, this is just on these expenses alone, okay? It's not on anything else. Now to determine the annual salary, okay, annual means yearly. So we need to think about, well, we have their monthly salary or their monthly total, but that's just for 1 month. So to determine their annual salary, we need to think over a year time span, and there are 12 months in a year. So in order to calculate the annual salary, we need to take the monthly salary and multiply it by 12. Okay, so go ahead and take a time, pause the video, go ahead and figure out this family of 4's annual salary and come back. Okay, so hopefully you multiplied. Be careful multiplying across that 0, and your total, 3,650 times 12, should have come out to $43,800. So again, this is the annual salary needed to support this family of 4 in Dallas. Okay, so that's how much money they need to bring into the household in order to support their family's budget. Okay, so let's look at the next example, the married couple. Again, a married couple just means 2 people. So again, just thinking about a family of 4 versus a family of 2, hopefully you'll know that their annual salary is probably going to be a little less, because instead of feeding 4 people or supplying for 4 people, they only have to supply for 2 people. Okay, so again, we are going to solve for their monthly budget first. So I want you to go ahead, pause the video, calculate all their expenses, and come back to see if you have their monthly total correct. Okay, guys, so after you added all that up, hopefully, and again, be very careful with these zeros, but hopefully you got their monthly total to be $2,550. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is to determine their annual salary. Again, annual means yearly. So if we have their monthly salary, we know that there's 12 months in a year. We just do the same thing as example number 1. We're going to take their monthly total and multiply that by 12. And I'm going to give you a minute. Go ahead and pause the video, calculate your answer. Okay, so hopefully you calculated the answer. And if you multiplied correctly, or if you used a calculator, obviously, we are going to get, or you should have gotten, $30,600. So just looking at a comparison of a family of 4 versus a family of 2, their annual salary, there's about a $1,200 difference, or I'm sorry, a $12,000 difference. Okay, so that's real important when determining how much you're going to need to make yearly in order to support your budget. Now, again, if you were single, then obviously it would probably even be less than this married couple's annual salary. But again, this is to help you determine what annual salary would be needed to support these types of expenses and with these types of families. So I'm going to put in a Google slide that has a very similar activity to this. You just need to fill that in and submit it into Schoology. After you complete this part 3 of budget, feel free to go ahead and take the quiz in the Math Assessment 4 in Schoology. And please make sure that you are reading the questions carefully, and please be careful with those percentage problems. Again, use the proportion, double check your work and things like that. But if you do have any questions, please feel free to email me and I will get back to you as soon as possible. All right, so have a great Thursday.